Hi guys, welcome to Energize Coaching, and here we're going to take a look at the barbell glute bridge. Okay, now this is different to a hip thrust where there would be a lot of powerful, bigger range of motion. Here we're going to shorten that range of motion a little bit to bias the glutes. We're using a normal Olympic barbell and bigger plates here, and as you can see, Diana has the ability to roll that bar up over her legs to get into the start position. Okay, so if you get onto the bench, Diana. Okay, now from a setup perspective, in that top position, so if you come up to the top, we want the ankles directly below the knees. So you might need to come back about an inch there, okay? And the feet should be hip width apart, okay? When we drop down, we don't want these knees, so if you go right down, we don't want these knees to drop back towards the body. So ideally, we want to keep in that upper range of motion there. So we'll go down just until we start to see the knees drop off, and then we're driving up there. Now, a great analogy that I like to use, if you do a few reps for me, Deanna, a great analogy that I like to use is imagine your glutes are sponges. And when we go down, we're dipping those sponges into a bucket of water. As we come up, we're trying to wring them out. And another analogy is to try and imagine you're cracking a walnut between your glutes at the top. Okay, now it's hugely important that we get that hip joint as straight as we can in the top position. Okay, the straighter the hip, the more we're going to be able to contract those glutes. Okay, now you'll also notice Deanna isn't dropping her head back on the bench, which in turn might arch the lower back. She's keeping that chin tucked in, she's focusing ahead of her, and we're just trying to bend and straighten the hip joint. Okay, and we're just going to keep that discipline throughout the set, right the way through to the end. And the goal, obviously, is to fatigue the glutes. Okay, 2 more reps. Good. Now from a tempo perspective, nice and slow and controlled on the way down. We call that the cold part. And then as she gets to the bottom, there's a pause, and then we're hot. We're aggressive with that drive to straighten out the hip joint. Okay, guys, so that's the barbell glute bridge.